Nation and mining family. Crypto Nation and mining family. What's going on? Of course, like always, it's not financial advice. Yo, Crypto Nation and mining family. What's going on out there, guys? So, came across a couple of really interesting articles, but before that, guys, if you want to get one of these awesome hats, check out hotrodmining.com. Links are down below. You can get some cool hats, some shirts, some PC equipment. Guys, go ahead, check it out. It just basically, it helps support the channel just a little bit, considering that I'm not even monetized in any way, shape, or form. So, guys, if you want to show a little bit of love to your guy Nemesis here, and if you ever want to have like more of a one-on-one conversation with me or anybody in the community, definitely hop onto the Discord. Links are down below, guys. Awesome stuff in there. Love to have conversations with all of you guys. Everybody has something to contribute in. Talking about contributing, boom. Have you guys checked this one out? Bitmain has quietly filed for Deutsche-backed IPO in the U.S. Whoa, that is really interesting. Considering that the Deutsche Bank has been doing negative interest rates on and basically they're defrauding their own German people. So it looks like they're trying to basically slip in a little bit of crypto into the Deutsche Bank and have them get some help getting onto the U.S. stock exchange. With them trying to expand, this is going to help them with injected money from the U.S. exchange. Those closest to the money printing presses always benefit. Just think about it. So, according to Tencent News, citing anonymous sources, the multinational Deutsche Bank is sponsoring the application. The amount sought to be raised by the offering has not yet been specified. They also have hired in a heavy hitter from NASDAQ. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this guy's name. I'm just going to butcher it. So I'm just going to skip that one. So this heavy hitter is a representative of the NASDAQ for China. And they have hired him to be a consultant to the firm so that they can get some insight, I'm sure, on how to deal with the SEC's review process. It looks like their review process will detail 3 rounds of inquiries that will last, give or take, around 1 to 2 months. It depends on how they answer and get the information to them the right way. The unnamed industry source reported to be familiar with the SEC's listing procedures and told Tencent that the SEC has no biased positions towards the blockchain business, but is rather concerned about the professional and technical issues. Probably some of it has to do with Bitmain going after that Bcash whenever it forked and started mining on that. And they took a heavy hit when they decided to do that. That's probably what hurt them whenever they were trying to file their IPO on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. They were trying to raise a $3 billion IPO in 2018 when the market tanked. And they basically started closing the doors down, just consolidating the company to salvage what was left of it. Jinhan Wu and his partner stepped aside, allowing the the chief chip builder to take over, and the financial officer to take over on all of this. I'm not going to pronounce that person's name either. This is not the time for me to sit there and see how funny I can mispronounce somebody's name. I try to prevent that. So they have all of those controversies that held them back in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. I wonder if any of this is going to be raises of concern on the U.S. SEC's listing procedures, how much they're going to go under a microscope over this one. That will be really, really interesting. There was a bunch of people that also had left Bitmain during that 2018 event. So hopefully they have gotten past all of that and moved on. And it looks like they're also not going to be the only one that's listing an IPO with the US SEC also. It looks like Canon Creative is going to try to do a $400 million IPO listing. They're going to try to get listed on the NASDAQ under the ticker CAN. So it will be really interesting. Also, with Bitmain trying to get listed on the stock exchange here in the U.S., with them opening up with what's going to soon be the world's largest Bitcoin mining facility in Rockdale, Texas. I wonder how successful they're going to be, because they're going to be trying to employing over 400 people, give or take, in the next couple of years. Will this be motivation for the SEC to kind of push this through, to help inject some of that money to hire in some of us American people into the Bitcoin space? That'll be really interesting. But that's just my 2 cents on that one. Talking about some big mining facilities that are expanding. A Bitcoin miner eyes 240% capacity boost with $10 million worth of hardware in an order. So, yep, you heard it. Argo blockchain has doubled its order of new cryptocurrency miners as it eyes significant expansions of its capacities. So that's actually going to be really interesting to see some of these companies that have been mining through the bear market starting to ramp up, guys. So it looks like they are poised to add in another 1,700 miners into their operations. So the first bit that they're injecting in is going to be 5,000 new S17Ss at around $13 million. And they've also placed an order of 10,000 T17Ss at $9.5 million. Woo! The firm's original $6.5 million down payment will be carried through for the new order. That is, wow. Man, I would love to see how they are doing the facility. Now, bear with me on this one. I kind of nerd out with something like this. The infrastructure that they would have to put into the building in order to house all of this stuff is mind-boggling, and how they do the setups on this stuff, because they've got to make sure that they're not maxing out the power lines, they're not maxing out the data lines on this, they're not, it's all being ran in the right way. The infrastructure that has to be put into one of these buildings to house it is amazing, to sit there and see the architecture of what they do. Ooh. Makes me want to have a mine, right? But they plan on. They are looking at this in the long term, guys. So they are expanding at a significant rate. Me and my home dog, Mikkel, have reported on Argo with their adding in new machinery earlier this year. So they have been just steadily adding into their fleet. And you can see this in Bitcoin's hash rate as it's sitting there still in its bull market. It looks like everybody's ramping up, getting ready for that halvening coming up next year. It is less than a year away, guys. Less than a year. Bitcoin's going to go through its halvening. That's going to be interesting to sit there and witness my first halvening with that Bizity Bitcoin. So, guys, what's your thoughts on Bitmain's filing for their IPO? Do you think they're going to fail miserably like they did with the Hong Kong Stock Exchange? Let me know. Drop a comment in down below, guys. I would love to know what your guys' thoughts in on that is. And guys, while you're down there, smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification if it's turned off by accident on you. And if you would like to check out hotrodmining.com, you can check out these hats, awesome hats. And definitely hop into my Discord. If you got any kind of mining questions, anything like that, love to hear it from you guys. Or if you got something that you can teach the community. Do you have something that you can offer the community? Come join it. Yo, and like always, I'll definitely see you all on the next one. Peace.